everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel again, and this is your one and only Miss All or Nothing, only here in Miss All or Nothing TV. And for today's content, this is very important among high school students and even among college students in the Philippines and across the world. Why? Because the topics that I'm gonna discuss for today will deal with tips to avoid plagiarism. Ring a bell? Again, tips to avoid plagiarism. So everyone, again, find yourselves a place comfortable as you watch and listen to these discussions that I'll be making concerning tips to avoid plagiarism. Let's start. Before anything else, we should get to define what do you mean by the term plagiarism. According to Merriam-Webster's online dictionary, plagiarism means to steal and pass off the words and ideas of another as one's own idea, but the written output derived from an existing original source, but the original source was not cited. So that's simply plagiarism. The moment you will conduct your research and you will forget intentionally or unintentionally, you will forget to cite the original author of an article or of a research that you are writing. Remember, everyone, that you are committing intentional or unintentional plagiarism. And plagiarism, again, is an unethical act when it comes to the aspect of education and in degree earning in college. So everyone, never ever engage in the act of plagiarism. You might face worse consequences later, sooner. Everyone, as to what I've said, we will move immediately to citing plagiarism prevention tip number 1. So what's the tip number 1 so that you will not commit plagiarism either intentionally or unintentional? So let us start. Tip number 1 will tell you that you need to be authentic. You need to be original. You need to write your own research true from your imagination, true from your mind, true to be your own idea. Remember that during your grade 4, your grade 5, and your grade 6 years in primary education, you are trained on how to write katang formal. You are trained on how to write katang di formal. You are trained to write on how to make sanaysay. You are trained to write on how to start writing an essay all about yourself, all about what you did last summer, all about what you did last Christmas, and all you did about New Year's celebration. You should keep in mind that those days of trainings from grade 4, grade 5, and grade 6 are the very vital years for you to train or to become a well-trained research writer the moment you will enter in grade 11 and in grade 12. Because today, in our current curriculum of education, grade 11 and grade 12 students are already required to write a research, what we call as practical research output. And again, everyone, think of this. From grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, and grade 10, that's a total of 4 long years of training you how to write your essay, how to write again your katang formal, how to write your katang di formal, how to write even poems and other paraphrasing activities, other writing activities. That's already a total of 7 years because you have your 3 years of training in writing katang formal, katang di formal, you're writing in essay in grade 4, grade 5, and grade 6. You then add another 4 years of training in grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. Why? Because in grade 11 and grade 12, you will start to write your research. And important matter, your 7 years of experience of writing katang formal, katang di formal, essay, your activities in paraphrasing, your activities in summarizing, all those vital 7 years are very important, so that the moment you will reach grade 11 and grade 12, an issue in writing, in organization of thought, in your grammar is no longer an issue, because that's the start for you to be trained on how to write research during grade 11 and grade 12. Plagiarism prevention tip number 2. Take down careful notes. Use quotation marks to indicate direct quoted statements from original people stating those quotations. Again, make sure you understand the difference between paraphrasing and summarizing. The paraphrasing and summarizing skills you are trained that time during grade 8, grade 9, and grade 10. Your teachers are directing you to summarize everything in all the stories you are reading or you've read, and then your teachers from grade 9 and 10 are training you on how to paraphrase. Specifically during grade 11, you are trained on how to paraphrase every statement per paragraph, per sentence. Plagiarism prevention tip number 3. You need to take down, or you need to think that following correct citation format is very essential. And again, citation formats you are introduced and trained as high school students during grade 11. I was once a former research teacher in grade 11, and then you will be introduced how to do modern language association citing of author. That's generally used in humanities subject. That's modern language association for citation format. And then the APA, the very famous APA, or American Psychological Association citation format, which is generally used in research related to social sciences research. Again, the Chicago citation format, as you can remember, this is the format for history students or history major students, and then the CBE for biology students, and then American Chemical Society citation format for chemistry students in college. The plagiarism prevention tip number 4 will get to remind you to review the Eberly Library plagiarism resources for students. There's already what we call today as a software that you can install in your computers and in your laptops. That's what college professors are doing to simply to detect if the articles submitted by college students are either original written articles or written outputs, or simply plagiarized outputs. That's why do not be surprised if your college professors soon will get to know that you are plagiarizing the written article or the article required by your college professor. Why? Because there's already what we call today as a software in which college professors are installing in their computers or in their laptops to simply detect if the articles submitted by college students are either plagiarized article or original article. So take note, everyone, plagiarism prevention tip number 4, there's already software that can detect your submitted articles to your college professors if indeed your article or your output is an original one or a plagiarized one. Plagiarism prevention tip number 5, everyone. Always, and never forget citing the author or authors of the written article that you read, and then you are required to pause a written output. Always and never forget to cite author, because your skill in paraphrasing, your skills in summary writing are already honed in grade 8, 9, and 10. So summarizing and paraphrasing is no longer an issue. So the last tip is simply never ever forget to cite original authors, to cite the author of the articles that you read in order for you to produce a research paper as required by your grade 12 teachers or of your college professors.